Good evening, Internet. Stream here playing Standard tonight, and tonight it's part 3 of my ongoing mission to try to find a cool Firebending deck, and I think I've finally arrived. Let's take a look at Bayo and the Burners. Okay, so Bayo and the Burners is a Boros burn deck, and our star is, of course, Bayo, the Irritable Instructor. He's 3 mana for a 2/3 flyer. You don't lose unspent red mana as steps and phases end. And also, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, add 1 red mana. And then, when Bayo leaves the battlefield, you may pay X. When you do, he deals X damage to target player. So in this brew, we're coupling Bayo with a bunch of Firebending effects. They're creatures that add mana during combat that goes away at the end of combat. However, if we have Bayo on the battlefield, that mana just never goes away. It gets stored up, and we can eventually use it to just burn our opponent out. Now, where typically Firebending is used to like set up glass cannon style single attacks full of pump spells and like great train heists to get extra combat steps, we're instead using the extra mana from Firebending to cast burn spells, to activate activated abilities of our artifacts and creatures, and of course to store up red mana for Bayo to lead to an inevitable lethal strike. So let's go over the rest of our creatures. First, we got a Burnout Bashtronaut. It's just a very awesome, aggressive 1-drop. Probably my favorite red 1-drop that has an activated ability that uses 2 mana to get it +1/+0, which is really good. It's especially good if we're at max speed and this creature has double strike, which we can get to pretty quickly. And then we've got our Firebenders, of course, including the Firebending Student, which is really the reason why you can play Firebending. Just an excellent creature that has prowess and then adds extra mana with its Firebending ability every time it attacks. And then we have the full playset of Firebender Ascension this time, which is just an enchantment that creates a 2/2 Firebending 1 token with googly eyes. And then if we Firebend, 4 times, we put counters on this each time, and when it gives up to 4 counters, it doubles the amount that our Firebenders, doubles the amount of mana that our Firebenders generate, essentially. We can also gain Firebending with the use of the Fire Nation Palaces in our sideboard, which for 2 mana can just tap to give a creature we control Firebending 4 to the end of the turn. So we can use that mana that we get off Firebending. Normally that goes away at the end of the combat step. We can use that during combat to cast burn spells, and we've got a bunch of them. In fact, we've got full playsets of Burst Lightning, full playsets of Lightning Strike and Lightning Helix, and we've got 3 Heartflame Duelists, which on their adventure side are just a 3 mana lightning bolt, basically a 3 mana burn spell that can go anywhere. So we can use our Firebending mana to cast these spells. We can also use the mana to activate abilities such as the ability of our Burnout Bastronauts or the abilities of these Mazemind Tomes, which are an excellent card for this deck. This is a full 4 of. We'd like to be able to draw extra cards and look at extra cards anyway, because we're a deck that churns through our library, because we need our burn spells to kill creatures and kill our opponents. It just so happens that for 2 mana, you can just draw a card at instant speed with this artifact. So let's say we play a Firebending Student on turn 2. On turn 3, we can Mazemind Tome. Its power becomes 2. Then when it attacks, it adds 2 mana, which we can immediately use to just draw a card off of the Mazemind Tome. So there's a good synergy between the Firebending Students and the Mazemind Tomes. We're just really a fan of activated abilities like this that we can use at instant speed, and drawing a card is a good thing to do with an activated ability. And then, of course, the third thing we can do is to store up mana under our Bayo, creating a ticking time bomb that will eventually explode whenever Bayo leaves the battlefield. Now, that can mean when it's bounced, when it's exiled, when it dies. Even if we legend rule Bayo by casting a second copy of Bayo, the first Bayo that's on the battlefield will trigger its ability, doing a huge burst explosion to our opponent's face and winning the game. And then finally, we've got a couple of Boros Charms, which are just great ways to close out games, to deal 4 damage to someone, protect our creatures. Can set up a sneak attack where we give all of our creatures double strike to get in huge chunks of damage that way. That's the plan. Yeah, we're going to store up mana under our Bayo. We're going to use mana instant speed during combat to cast burn spells. We're going to draw cards, and we're eventually going to burn our opponents out with all of our burn, every spell of which can go to face. There's 23 lands in the deck, which is enough for the mana value, which tops out at 3. In addition to the Fire Nation Palaces, we got a 1 of Quarry Mountain Monastery for a little bit of extra card selection, and we got a couple of Demolition Fields for troublesome lands, and then we've got a 2 of Restless Bivouac for a creature land that occasionally we want the extra reach to help close out games. I like this creature land among the Restless lands, actually, because it is very cheap to activate. The sideboard contains a couple of Seam Rips for more 1 mana interaction. We got a 1 of Redirect Lightning. This is really good against the Dimir decks that have lots of removal to redirect a removal spell from one of our creatures to one of theirs. We have to be careful about casting this, though, because it's easy to screw yourself. Got a couple of crystal barricades. I'm a big fan of this deck in white. This card in white decks to protect us against burn spells, to protect our creatures against burn spells, and to protect us against discard spells. A couple of exercises are here against artifacts, enchantments, big creatures. We get the full playset of Rest in Peace because screw those graveyard decks. We get a couple of Voice of Victories in this side against those control decks that want to play at instant speed, and we got a couple of giant Cinder Maws as a way to shut down life gain in the sideboard. So that is Bayo and the Burners. This is, I think, the best form of this deck that I built so far, the one that I've had the most fun with playing in testing, at least. Let's see if he can get some wins. We've been reset, so we're back down in bronze, so things shouldn't be too sweaty for us tonight, but I think this deck could beat a lot of contenders. Let's see how we do. If you like off-meta MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Alright, Heiner Arley will be our first opponent, playing some Bayo and the Burners. We're going to be on the play. And yeah, this hand looks pretty good. We've got Firebending Student and something to enable it. The turn after we'll keep. We also have the Bayo, which we're playing all 4 copies of because, Leyline of Resonance, oh geez. Okay. Well, let's shock. Let's just bolt our opponent's face, maybe? I really hate to spend mana to shock and then not do anything in a match like this. Double Starting Town. Just gonna Burst Lightning the Firebending Student. Okay. I think we'll play Ascension and a tap land. Hope we don't die. Okay, nothing from opponent. Okay. Let's... I should have played Bayo there. That's okay. Let's attack. Get a trigger. We use this mana to Lightning Helix. This way we have Lightning Strike held up as well. Hey, what's up? Kazarite Soul, how you doing? Opponent on their Leyline of Resonance draw has not played a creature yet, which is a little scary and weird. Let's play Bayo. I think it's Bayo, or is it Bayo? Bayo? Because B-A-Y is Bay, right? Let's attack with our student. Generate a mana, which will store up. Doing okay. I've been, you know, pretty good. Opponent's at 10. Okay, they're a Gruul. Burst Lightning on Bayo. Okay. Sure. X equals 3 damage to your face. Heartflame Duelist. Yeah, let's just attack. Trigger our Ascension. We'll use our Firebending mana to bolt your face. Take you down to 2 and then bolt you. Okay. Creatureless Leyline of Residence. Crystal Barricade could be good against them. Maybe. Not really sure what else. Crystal Barricade, I don't know. Typically, Crystal Barricade isn't really that good against them. Leyline of Resonance, because they don't even like cast burn spells at you. But this version seems to be doing just that. So I think maybe I'll cut one Ascension and one Bayo. Let's try this. Okay, here we're getting verged. Of course, the Sunbill Verge cannot produce red mana on top. Meaning, as it is, we cannot cast any of our spells. Opponent kept 7. We're on the draw. We can keep this, I think. We have tons of red sources in our deck. If we draw 1, our hand is very good. Okay. We don't draw 1. Okay, there's a Bivouac, which is kind of like the worst red source we could have drawn. They don't have a Leyline this time. Oh, they do play creatures. Okay, we draw a Multiversal Passage, which we're gonna play untapped, I think. We're gonna play a Bashtronaut. We're gonna hold up Lightning Helix. I imagine that they have some form of protection spell. Or pump spells. Another Firebending students. Okay. Sure. It generates 1 mana. I'll take 1. They just let the mana go away. Alright, let's try for a Lightning Helix here. Probably gets protected in some fashion. Full bore. They just prowess it up a bunch. Okay. We still gain 3 life. Alright, we're gonna play a Mazemind Tome. Attack with our Bashtronaut. I think we'll just kill one of these Firebending students. Or make him use another pump spell right now. Turn inside out. Okay. Sure. Still dies. They get a much less threatening token. Just a 2/2. There's a slick shot. They only have 1 card in hand. They flip over a Hypocytic Might. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, another creature gets +X/+X, where this creature X is this creature's power. Alright, so they're attacking for 4 here? Sure. We'll go for a Scry. 1 Scry. 4. We're still at 19. Go for 1 scry. Quarry Mountain Monastery. I think we're gonna bottom that. We'll just draw naturally. Firebender Ascension. Alright, let's play Firebender Ascension. Attack with our Bashtronaut. But I think we'll just kill this Might before it does anything crazy. Opponent shocks. Bulk up. Yeah, they're gonna get in a big hit here. So they can bulk up again and hit us for 11 potentially. So I think I'll actually block. I don't want to take 11. Alright, they broke up their slick shot, so we take 10. Alright, let's scry. Burst Lightning is great. We'll draw Burst Lightning. So, let's kill the Slick Shot show off. Let's play Bayo. Let's attack. Get our speed up to max. Our Bashtronaut has double strike now. Okay, they don't play anything pre-combat. Well, I think we have to block. Maybe we don't. We'll let it through. What's the worst that could happen? 1 damage. Alright, we're gonna go for a double scry just because we do want the life. Lightning Helix, perfect. Scry. Game 4. Draw Lightning Helix. Helix the Firebending student now. Add a red. Turn inside out. Okay. We don't care about a random Manifest Dread token. We also gain 3 life because it's Helix and we generate a red mana. Okay, we'll play our Firebending student. And we'll attack. I like our position here. They've just got a 2/2. We're at 15. We're at max speed. Okay, opponent decides not to attack. Alright, let's fire up the Bivouac. And let's end this game. Let's put a counter on our Firebending students. Add some red mana. Okay, we'll use that mana to juice up our Bashtronaut. This is a lethal attack, so I believe it's lethal. Okay, well that was the strangest game against Leyline of Resonance I've played in a while, but GG's. We do have the tools to beat that deck. Okay, Clutch Jablonski. The Ambitious will be our next opponent with Bayo and the Burners. And yeah, this hand looks pretty good. We'll keep. I mean, we need some burn spells, but we have Firebending Student into Ascension. We're on the play. Alright, let's play our student. Una sleeves. Underground Mortuary, so it could be a Una deck, maybe? Fighting Hex. Okay. Alright, let's play Verge and see down our Firebender Ascension. Badger Molcub. Okay, let's play another Ascension. Make another googly-eyed token. Okay, they're gonna Hex RG before it gets to attack. Okay. That's too bad. So they have Badger Mole mana. Well, there's nothing you can do about that. Okay, so they have access to 5 mana on their next turn. Alright, we'll play a Mazemind Tome. Pass. Ancient Cornucopia. The attack with the Badger Mole. We'll take it. We'll go for 1 Scry. Bashtronaut is great. Alright. Let's Bashtronaut. Attack with our dude. Make a mana. Put counters on our stuff. Kill the Badger Mole Cub. I think we'll just play Heartflame Duelist. So now all of our burn spells have lifelink. So opponent's definitely gonna try to go over the top of us and maybe succeed, we'll see. They don't have anything crazy in their graveyard. If they're a Cavero deck. Summon Leviathan. Bounce all of our creatures. And it's a 6/6. We can kill it. It has Ward 2. Okay, so we can't kill it. Alright, let's play our Bashtronaut again. And we'll pass. So they're gonna get to hit us and draw a couple cards. Actually, it goes away at the end of next turn. So they only get to hit us once and draw a card. It goes away at the start of their next main phase, after Chapter 3. Kind of did us a favor. They gave us an extra burn spell in a way. That will take 6. Deceit. Is just going for Thoughtseize mode? It's going for bounce mode. Okay. Sure. Oh, it's both. 1, 2, 3. Wait, how is it? How did they cast it for both? No, they only cast it for blue. Okay. They're gonna bounce our Bashtronaut, sure. Alright, let's draw a card. And let's Helix our opponent's face. Let's play Bashtronaut. Pass the turn. Rotten Mouth Viper. We'll take 4, I guess. We can actually kill the Viper? Sure. Let's kill the Viper. Another Bashtronaut. Okay. Play a Bashtronaut. Play our Heartflame Duelist. Pass. Sin. Spear's Punishment. Whenever it enters or attacks, exile a permanent card from your graveyard at random, then create a attack token that's a copy of it. Okay. So, another Viper. Let's draw a card. It's a 7/7. Another Ascension. I don't think we can beat them. They attack for 7 here. Let's draw a card. Draw a burn spell. No, we just draw a land. So we get to 11. Play another Ascension. Make a token. Play a tap land. We can attack with our Bastronauts. I think the max speed. Alright. I don't think we can beat double Rotten Mouth plus Sin. Sure. Okay, so we need to get in under that. Actually, we want Rest in Peace for sure. How many copies? 3. Exercise. Giant Cindermaw. So I think we want all 4 Rest in Peace. Do we want Voice of Victory, perhaps? I don't think so. I think this is fine. And we'll cut 8 non-sideboard cards. I don't think Burst Lightning are the best. Cut the Burst Lightnings. Cut a Bayo, a Heartflame Duelist, Boros Charm. I guess we're trimming Firebender Ascension. I want to keep my Bastronauts and my Firebending students. So we'll go down, probably we'll go down a strike, couple of strikes, keep the helixes. Let's try this. Six lands plus Bayo is not a playable hand. This hand's not great. We do have Exercise, which is really good against them. I'll keep it. We'll bottom one of these lands, I guess. Yeah, slow draw like this is pretty bad for us. Like, I think we might just want to play a 3-1. Okay, attack with our 3-1. Play Palace, which comes in play tapped. We'll play a Mazemind Tome. Pass. Summon Fenrir, sure. Alright. Let's kill Fenrir. Gain 2 life. Play our Bashtronaut. Attack for 3. Increase our speed. Wistfulness is going to blow up our Mazemind Tome and draw cards. Okay. Do we want Firebending Students? I think we're looking for more impactful cards. Really. Yep. Like, land number 4 wouldn't be bad, actually. We're gonna exercise this Wistfulness. Quarry Mountain Monastery. Alright. Exercise Wistfulness. Attack for 5. Increase our speed. They do have a Restless Reef. Awaken the Honored Dead. Yep. Gonna kill our Heartflame Duelist. Dragonfire Blade. Kill spell for our Bashtronaut. Okay. They are a Giant Cindermaw. Well, I think we're in a pretty bad position. Opponent 3 cards in hand, all the mana in the world. Graveyard full of goodies. There's the Viper. We'll lose 4 life. Alright. Let's attack with the Cinder Maw. They block. Alright, we'll give our Cinder Maw a double strike, I guess, to kill the Cottonmouth, the Viper. Because we got nothing else. If you get through a little damage. This costs 4 to activate. Okay, pass the turn. Yeah, we didn't find any rest in peace, so they can just play this again. And then we probably lose that. Yep. Can we find another exercise? I'll discard this mountain, sure. Lightning Helix. It's not gonna do it. Ancient Cornucopia. Okay, I don't know if we boarded out one of our Boros Charms. Lightning Helix. Badgermole Cub. Gonna do the trick where they just get to activate their land for free. Sure, we're gonna Lightning Helix you. And we die to the Viper. Okay. Well, I don't know. I think, you know, we didn't draw particularly well. Against a deck like that, I think we need to mulligan for a really aggressive draw. Because we can't beat that in the late game ever. Red Cons, the Ambitious will be our next opponent. With Bayo and the Burners. There's Bayo and a little bit of burn, so we'll keep this. Sure, we can keep this. Hello. Badgermole Con. Kill the Badgermole. Say a Mazemind Tome. Noir Elf. Sure, we'll go for 1 scry. Lightning Helix, that's great. Alright. Yeah, I think we'll just kill this elf. Hold up Lightning Helix or Mazemind draw. Earthbender Ascension, sure. Put a quest counter on this. Yep. It just gets one right away for free. Okay. We'll draw. Bashtronaut. Now, we might want to hold up a burn spell for this forest in case they try to earthbend onto it again. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. So I'll play Bashtronaut. And I'll play a land. Tap land. Hold up Lightning Helix or draw from Mazemind Tome. Probably going to Helix this forest. Sapling Nursery. Okay, that's another card that we like can never beat. They don't have a land to play? Okay. We'll take it. Alright, let's hold your face. Another Bashtronaut. Play the Bashtronaut. We'll play Bayo, I guess. Attack. Ice Till. Take 3. They don't have a land, though. Oh, wow. Okay. Firebend one of our dudes. Attack. Let's draw a card. Boros Charm, that's a good one. Speed up. Pass. We should be able to burn them out from here, I think. I would think so. Okay, they're gonna Archdruid's Charm for a land. Uh-huh. Keep it tapped. They make a 3/4 reach, because that's what this card does. Okay, we'll take it. Helix you. Add red mana. Strike you. Add red mana. Boros Charm you. Add red mana. Burst Lightning you. Okay. Able to burn them out there. So that... I think we want Exercise for sure. Do we want anything else? Seam Rip for those Badger Mole Cubs and Elves. Probably about it. Cut a Duelist. One Ascension. Now we want to be aggro, actually. We might even want to bring in Voice of Victory. We need to be aggro against decks like theirs that have the unbeatable late game. So I think that means porting in our voices. Possibly even Giant Cinder Maws. Boarding out 3 mana spells like the Heartflame Duelists. We're not going to bring in the Cinder Maws. Cut a Bayo. A Mazemind. Let's go down a couple of Bayos. Try to get it done with our creatures and burn spells. Okay, turn 1 Bashtronaut is great. Saz's Chocobo. Alright, let's attack with our Bashtronaut. Play this Restless Bivouac. Tap land. Badgermole. Okay. Alright. Kill the Chocobo. Kill the Badgermole. Cannot be allowed to live. Llanowar. Okay. Seam Rip Llanowar. Play Firebender Ascension. Get our speed up to max. There's an Ice Chill. You might consider boarding in Rest in Peace. Okay. Let's attack with our Bashtronaut. 1 because 2 rather because we have double strike. And we'll go double Firebending students. Green shell. Yeah, opponent's at 15 with all this. It's gonna be rough, man. We need to draw an exercise, that would be good. Well, we'll see. They don't have the Sapperling Nursery, at least. That's a good thing. Seam Rip. Doesn't do much on this board. Played Bayo. Okay. I attack, I add 2 mana. I add 3 mana. Okay, I passed this turn. Yeah. Maybe next turn we can cast Sea Rip just to boost our Firebending students. We'll see if we get a next turn. Another green shell. Alright, well, we failed to do our job, which is to get them, you know, to a reasonable life total before this happens, and now I think we're probably dead. We'll see. Okay, big attack here. 14, so that's 19 damage. Okay, take 19. Like, we either are gonna win in one attack if we're gonna win, or we're not winning. Another Bashtronaut. So let's see. We can attack. We can seam rip the chocobo. Well, we're going for it. We'll see if it's enough. I doubt it, but we're going Leroy here. Add a bunch of firebending mana. Okay. Just boost our Bashtronaut as high as we can. They just take it. That's actually lethal damage right there. Okay. Well, we got away with one there. Alright, I Will Man the Brilliant will be our next opponent with Bayo and the Burners. We'll be on the play, which is where we want to be. And looks pretty good, we'll keep. Planes go. Okay. Play our students. Great Forest Druid, a 0/4 Tree Folk Mana Dork. Okay. Let's play Firebender Ascension. Let's play a land. Let's attack. Firebending. They don't block. Okay. Bolt your face. Get into 14. Crystal Barricade. Oh. Wow, opponent has the tech. Mainboard Crystal Barricade is going to be pretty hard for us to overcome. Okay. Well, let's play our Heartflame Duelist. Let's attack. Get our Firebending triggers. Alright, we'll kill the Crystal Barricade. Or not. Okay. Play a Firebending student. Kind of out of gas, though. We need something like a Mazemind Tome. That would be great. Earthbender Ascension. This is an artifact, right? Yeah, so we can board in Exercise. Okay, we don't draw anything. So let's attack like this. We'll activate our Firebender Ascension. At this point, Bayo would be a good draw. Ice Steel. Yep, they can just keep earthbending their lands. They have a... Do they have... Oh, and they can't. Okay. They'll be able to pretty soon. Or, actually, they... What they do is they put counters and give trample to their stuff. That's what they're doing now. This 1/5 trampler. Well, we need to draw something, because I don't think we're going to beat what they're doing with what we've got going on so far. We have no main board way of dealing with this Earthbender Ascension. Do you think they gave enough tech to the Landfall deck? Do you think? Do you think Landfall's decent? Another Earthbender Ascension. Yeah, I think we can just scoop it up here. We're not going to get through that. We have to kill this Crystal Barricade before we can do anything, really. And this is just basically a blank draw. We can't even attack into their board. So this is a loss. Main board Crystal Barricade. Okay, let's get Seam Rips and Exercise. Do I want the Seam Rips? Yeah, I do want the Seam Rips. And Burst Lightning doesn't seem like it's going to be very good. Cut a couple Burst Lightning, 1 Heart Flame Duelist. Cut 3 Burst Lightning. Let's try this. Alright. Well, it'd be lovely to get a 1-drop. I mean, we're on the play, and this has good cards. We're gonna keep. Boros Charm can be used to give double strike to something as a surprise, maybe. Maybe we can just go face with these spells. Alright, Lightning Helix is a good draw. Our student. Authority. Alright, play Ascension. They gain a life. Attack. Sure, we'll go ahead and just bolt you. Mana. Formidable Speaker. Gets, what is this? Doran. Each creature you control the toughness greater than the past costs 1 less to cast. When a creature you control attacks or blocks, it's plus X plus 0, where X is the difference between its power and its toughness. Okay, they can't cast it yet, though. Sure, let's play Bayo. They gain a life. We'll attack. Gain our Firebending mana. Okay, do we want to, like, Boros Charm or something? Or Lightning Helix? Could we save our thing? Is it worth saving our thing? I think I like giving our creatures... What's the best play here? We could give that creature double strike, so it dies and the Formidable Speaker dies. Yeah, I think we'll just actually Helix the Formidable Speaker, so it can't continue blocking. We do more damage with our students. Get more mana off Bayo. Split up. Yep. Pingy for 2. Seam Rip. Not really what we need. Well, we didn't play around a sweeper, but we didn't really have any way to be fair. Doran, sure. Okay. We'll just pass. Start lobbing bolts at our opponent's face. Hope that it's enough. Blossoming Tortoise. Hit us for 5. Alright. Hold your face. Bivouac. Should I play the Bivouac? Play Duelist. We gain a life. So they can attack us for 8 if they want? No, they're just going to go for 5. They're just going to attack with their 3/3. Okay. We draw land. That's really not what we needed. We could fire up the Bivouac. We don't have enough mana to cast Boros Charm if we do. Alright, I think we're just attacking. They're gonna block. Oh, it's gonna get +5 toughness also. Okay, so this isn't gonna work. Well, in that case, I guess we might as well just do this and gain 4 life. I forgot about +X+X. It's not plus whatever +O. Bedrock Tortoise. 13. And we're dead, right? Yeah, we just draw land here, so... Alright. Well... the Tree Folk super high toughness deck is good against us, it's true. Alright, Malath will be our final opponent. With Bayo and the Burners. Can we get a winning record? We're on the draw with a 1-lander. We can't even generate red mana off this Verge. That's a mulligan. I guess we'll keep this. Bottom one of these lands. Alright, Mountain go. Plains. Okay. Play Firebending students. And get lost. Okay. Those clues should be helpful. Alright, play another student. Explore. Burst Lightning. I think we'll bin a Burst Lightning. Alright. Let's play Firebender Ascension. Our trigger. Make our googly-eyed dude. We don't have a plane, so this comes into play tapped. Let's explore. Sacred Foundry. Sure, we'll shock. Attack. Lightning Helix. Battle menu gonna destroy my thing. Okay. Opponent scoops. Okay, mono white. We saw get lost into battle menu. Maybe redirect lightning. What else do we want? Maybe giant cinder maws. Probably about it. Cut a Bayo, a Boros Charm, and a Burst Lightning. Let's try this. Okay, we actually have 1-drops to cast. That's good. Alright, play a Bashtronaut. Play another Bashtronaut. Attack this Bashtronaut. Give our speed. Tap land. Opponent just playing basic planes and passing. Okay, let's attack. We'll play Bayo. Adventurers in Tree of Judgments. Sure, 0 damage there. Okay. Play another Bayo. Split up. Just all removal spells. Is that what we're dealing with? Rest in peace. We don't care about that. Alright, Mazemind Tome, that's a good one. Their Tome. Exercise. Okay, we'll draw a card. Oh, we can redirect lightning. Okay. Let's hold control. Redirect lightning. We'll pay 5 life. Redirect from there. Submit 1. Right? Change the target of a spell with a single target. I've had this trouble the last couple times I've tried to play this card. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. You just gotta be on full control. There we go. That was the problem. They had another exercise in hand, sure. I don't need full control anymore. Alright, Firebending student. Split up. Yeah, they're literally all just removal spells, it would appear. Alright, let's play Heartflame Duelist. Attack with our Bivouac. Put a counter on the Duelist. Rosa, Resolute White Mage. Okay, we can just kill Rosa. We can come out in your turn, put plus on target creature gains lifelink till the end of the turn. Sure, let's just kill Rosa. Gain a bunch of life. Attack for 4. Enduring Innocence. Okay. Well, kill that? Yeah, let's kill that. Gain 4 life. Attack for 4. We won't play our second Heartflame Duelist because they might have another sweeper. Solemn. Draw a card. Helix your face. Activate the Bivouac. Attack. GG's. Alright. Mono white removal / life gain / innocence card draw. Taken down by Bayo and the Burners for a winning record. GG's. Okay, so our final record with Bayo and the Burners was a 3-2. Hooray! We finally got a winning record with one of our bending decks. And I like this deck. I think it's really fun. I think it still suffers a little bit, not quite as much as the last brew, but a little bit the same problem the last brew had, which is it's not quite fast enough to be a true aggro deck, and it's not quite big enough to really punch through the mid-range decks. So it's closer. It's definitely closer than the last brew was, and it can get some good draws where it just burns really quickly, and those are fun. So I see 2 solutions to that problem. The first solution, and I think this might be the best way to go, is just to add another red 1-drop. Add another 1-drop. No better way to accelerate your clock and board presence just to get another aggressive creature on the battlefield. Now, this does like cut against the firebending theme of what we're trying to do, because that 1-drop would probably be Hired Claw. Possibly it could be a Savannah Lion, but most likely Hired Claw would be the best choice for a 1-drop to add to this deck, because it is like the most efficient, you know, 1-drop that brings the most pressure, and that also has an activated ability to take advantage of Firebending Menace. So yeah, option 1 to solve the problem that this has of being not quite aggro enough, not quite big enough, would be to make it more aggro by adding a playset of Hired Claws. Option number 2 would be to maybe add a couple of like Get Lost to the main board, just to, like, you know, clean up those elementals, those giant tree folk. You know, you just need some way in the main. We got a couple of exercises in the sideboard that help, but that's not enough to really deal with the full mid-ranginess. You need at least like 2 or 3 more removal spells that can deal with that big stuff, and I think Get Lost would be the way to go. So either find room for 4 Hired Claws in the main, which probably is the best way to go, or maybe a couple of Get Lost in the main and 1 in the side. But, you know, given my love of just lobbing burn spells at my opponent's face, given, you know, this deck can put forth a good volume of burn spells, so it's pleasing to me in that way, and I like it. We actually got some wins. It's not like meta or poised to compete with the tier, I don't think. Maybe by adding Hired Claws, it would be a lot better. I feel like it would be a lot better with the playset of Hired Claws. You know, cut a Bayo, maybe a Firebending Ascension, just trim down 4 slots for 4 Hired Claws would probably actually make this a pretty nasty aggro burn deck. So I think if I were going to run this concept again, that's what I would do. But I don't think I'm going to run this concept anymore. I've done 3 Firebending burn decks, so I think this is the end of the line for Bayo and the Burners. Although I still do like Bayo as a piece in burn decks, and there's still more territory to be explored with burn decks in Standard, I think, going really big with the burns, which is another thing I really enjoy doing. So if you see Bayo again, it'll be in the context of some kind of deck that's going for big burns, as opposed to like more of an aggro focus like this deck is trying to do. But anyway, I'm pleased with the 3-2 for Bayo and the Burners. I think it's a fun deck. It's cool. It may not be like tippy top of the meta, but it can get you some wins. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching me play Bayo in the Burners. If you did, you like off-meta MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I stream MTG on my Twitch channel every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. There's a link to the Twitch channel in the description if you want to come check out the action in real time. So I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you next week. Peace out.